Comenzaremos en unos minutos. Gracias. Buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Mi nombre es Silvana Díaz del equipo Caldo. Bienvenidos. Hoy tenemos a tres invitados muy especiales que nos vienen a hablar sobre programas de MBA. Tenemos a Ryan Schutt de Recruitment y Admissions, gerente de Recruitment y Admissions de la Universidad McMaster. Y por parte de la Universidad Laval tenemos a Frédéric Verret y a Louis-Thomas Drapeau del área de recruitment de dicha universidad. Entonces, la agenda de esta tarde será la siguiente. Primero, yo, por parte de Caldo, les daré una breve reseña de nuestro consorcio, para los que aún no han escuchado hablar de nosotros, en español, y luego procederé a dar la palabra al representante de la Universidad McMaster y luego a los representantes de la Universidad Laval. Los invito a dejar sus preguntas en la caja del Q&A, si desean en inglés. Y en los últimos minutos de la sesión yo procederé a leerlas a nuestros panelistas. Muchísimas gracias entonces por estar presentes aquí esta tarde y comenzamos. ¿Qué es Caldo? Para los que no han escuchado todavía de nosotros, nosotros somos un consorcio de universidades canadienses líderes en investigación que ofrecen posgrado de alto nivel de inglés y francés a todos los países de Latinoamérica, ¿no? Como saben, Canadá es un país bilingüe. ¿Qué hacemos? Nosotros formamos alianzas con organismos gubernamentales y contamos con socios de financiamiento en todos los países de la región, desde México hasta Chile. Después proporcionamos orientación a los candidatos que quieren venir a estudiar en las universidades Caldo. Nosotros somos el primer punto de contacto y nosotros damos una orientación en lo que es sus procesos de admisión. En tercer lugar, nosotros también fomentamos alianzas entre universidades, las universidades del consorcio y las universidades de investigación en América Latina. ¿Quiénes forman parte de nuestras universidades? Obviamente, las dos universidades que nos acompañan hoy, la Universidad McMaster y la Universidad Laval. Y adicionalmente, las universidades que ustedes ven en pantalla, donde están ubicadas las universidades de nuestro consorcio a lo largo de todo el territorio canadiense, desde la provincia de Alberta hasta la provincia de Quebec, donde está ubicada la Universidad Laval, y McMaster está ubicada, por ejemplo, en la provincia de Ontario. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que hace Caldo? O sea, ¿cómo podemos ayudar a los estudiantes? ¿No? Nosotros los ayudamos a identificar los requerimientos de admisión, a explorar opciones de financiamiento en su país de origen, a encontrar información que necesitan antes de llegar a Canadá y le daremos una orientación general para postular a los diferentes programas. La mejor manera de ponerse en contacto con nosotros es llenando el formulario que aparece como pop-up en la parte de abajo, Request a Contact, ¿no? Ahí ustedes nos dan un poco más de información académica, ¿no? Y nosotros, eso nos ayuda a orientarlos mejor. Las partes que son importantes, o sea, ¿qué secciones son importantes en nuestra web? Por ejemplo, tenemos un buscador donde ustedes ponen las primeras letras del programa que están interesados y el buscador les va a encontrar los programas a nivel de maestría y doctorado que ofrecen nuestras universidades. Tenemos también la opción, las secciones Steps to Apply y Tools to Apply, en donde encontrarán consejos útiles para la elaboración de research statements, para la elaboración de su CV académico, y también tenemos la parte de News and Events, en donde van a encontrar webinarios grabados como este de acá, y también webinarios en donde profesores y personal de la universidad les dará tips de cómo hacer una postulación exitosa y de cómo hacer que sean admitidos, ¿no? Algunas recomendaciones. Bueno, hablarles brevemente, ¿no? Como ustedes sabrán, en el sistema académico canadiense tenemos la parte en posgrados, la parte de maestrías y doctorados. En la parte de maestrías tenemos dos tipos de maestrías, unas maestrías que son profesionales, justamente como las que vamos a tratar acá, maestrías MBAs o maestrías de cursos, ¿no? Como pueden ser las maestrías, algunas maestrías de ingeniería, y después tenemos las maestrías de investigación. Y en la parte de doctorado, sí son programas que se extienden de 4 a 5 años, mientras que las maestrías pueden ser de 1 o 2 años, ¿no? Dependiendo si son profesionales o de investigación. Aquí tenemos requisitos mínimos para postular a programas de maestría y doctorado, pero ojo que todos los programas tienen requisitos diferentes, ¿no? Podrían tener mayor nivel de exigencia. Ahora nuestros panelistas nos brindarán la información específicamente para MBAs. En general, si buscan postular a una maestría, ¿no? Necesitan haber terminado un programa de pregrado de 4 años, perdón. Y si buscan postular a un doctorado, necesitan haber terminado una maestría previamente. Es muy importante que analicen los requisitos de cada programa, ¿no? En la web pueden ver la mayor parte de información en cada programa, y si no hay algo que no entienden, los invitamos a que nos contacten. Perdón, me atoré. Ahora, sobre los plazos de postulación. Ay, perdón. Una vez más, en términos generales, les comento que los programas de posgrado en las universidades tienen plazos límites diferentes, como nos van a explicar nuestros panelistas para MBA. Y por lo general hay plazos diferentes para estudiantes locales y para estudiantes internacionales, ¿no? Es bueno señalar que los semestres siempre se inician en septiembre, que es fall, después siguen con invierno y después de primavera, verano. Bueno, para no extenderme más, lo que generalmente su paquete de admisión deberán presentar los transcripts, los exámenes de idioma, los research statements si van a una carrera de investigación, los CVs y referencias. Después es importante también presentar exámenes de idiomas, que justamente seguramente lo van a tocar nuestros panelistas en unos minutos, y si van a una carrera de investigación, es importante que tengan la aceptación de un supervisor previamente. Bueno, eso es todo por parte de nosotros. Nos ponen en contacto si es que quieren que los solicitemos en su presentación. Now, without further ado, I give the floor to Ryan Schott from McMaster University. Thank you very much, Ryan. I will stop sharing. Okay, please.
Okay, fantastic. Can I get a thumbs up? We look okay there? All looks well. Fantastic. Okay, well, I'm excited to be here this evening, folks, and thank you so much for this opportunity to speak about not only McMaster University, but the Universite School of Business more specifically, and your opportunity to come to McMaster and study in Canada. We're very excited to have this opportunity. So, as mentioned, my name is Ryan Shute. I'm a recruitment and admissions manager for the Degroof MBA program. Now, we do have multiple streams of our program, and I do recruit and admit all of these programs. I've been with McMaster University for about 4 years now. Great opportunity to learn more about the institution and about the Degroof School of Business and why it is such a fantastic place to study and learn. To begin, we always do want to make acknowledgement to the Indigenous people of the land that we both study and learn on, and for myself, work on. So to begin, McMaster University recognizes and acknowledges that it is located on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and the Haudenosaunee nations, and with the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Now, in Canada, Indigenous issues are at the forefront, and at the Degroof School of Business, we're continuously looking to make sure that we can improve upon our connections with the Indigenous community. And this is just one way that we make sure to have that happen. Now, I'd like to dive right in with a bit of an understanding of who you may be interacting with when it comes to the Degroof School of Business. So this is our beautiful admissions team. Across the top there, you'll see the other recruitment and admissions managers, Viviani and Maria, my counterparts, both from Brazil, fantastic individuals that are excited to speak to you about the amazing opportunities in front of you. And around them are all the folks that are going to help you with your admission process. Everything from submitting your application all the way up until the actual onboarding process to make sure that you feel very comfortable in coming to Canada and making the large adjustment that is in front of you. So this evening, as a bit of an understanding of what we're going to speak about, here's a bit of an agenda. So I'm hoping to talk a little bit about what it's like to come and study in Canada, give you a brief insight into that. But then also we'd like to understand McMaster University and the Degroof School of Business as a whole, the benefits that we provide, and importantly, that student experience that you'll have as a Degroof MBA candidate here in Canada. We'll go forward to talk a little bit more about what your MBA looks like, because that's the most important aspect of it all. This degree is about you. It's about making sure that this is an investment that you're making that's going to benefit you and your family in the long run. We'll talk a little bit about admissions and I'll open for questions. But again, I always like to note to everyone, this is the first time we're interacting. It doesn't need to be the last, and I hope that we can stay connected even after this application. So to begin, a little bit about Canada, McMaster, and Degroof itself. So McMaster University is mainly located in Hamilton, Ontario, but the Degroof School of Business MBA program is located in Burlington, Ontario, just about 20 minutes down the road. We'll talk about why that's a benefit in just a second, but let's start off by talking a little bit more about Canada. So in Canada, we know that we hold a strong quality of life. We're a very safe country and we're multicultural. For individuals who are coming in specifically to our program, you have fantastic things to look forward to, not only during the program, where you'll have an opportunity to grow your professional and academic experience, but additionally afterwards. Canada offers a fantastic postgraduate work visa that can be available for 2 to 3 years of full-time work after your graduation. Following that as well, some students are interested in staying in Canada, and we do have a fantastic path towards permanent residency and even citizenship. As we talk about Canada, I always have to note we do experience 4 seasons here. And although it is almost the end of October and today we reached a high of 25 degrees here, we do get some snow in the middle of the winter there. But in that space as well, we have beautiful summers, fantastic springs, and my favorite right now is the fall season. With being in Burlington, Ontario, a lot of students ask, where is that in comparison to Toronto? And that's a good question. We're just about 45 minutes outside of Toronto. So we get a little bit of an ease on the cost of living, but we do get that access to Toronto, which is fantastic. Now, in the image there, you'll see a nice big glass building. That is the Ron Joyce Center, and that is your hub for your MBA experience. The MBA at McMaster is completed all within that building, and we're the only program there. So every time you walk through the door, you're going to be interacting with fellow MBA candidates who are on the road looking towards the same successes that you're hoping to attain as well. Now, a little bit more about McMaster and DeGroote. Most importantly, McMaster University is a top 1% university in the world. We're a global brand that is recognized internationally. And when it comes to the DeGroote School of Business, we are a top 10 business school here in Canada. Within that as well, we have one of the top 3 2-year MBA programs in Canada, and we've been in this business for over 60 years now. We were the first to market with an MBA with co-op and a health service management specialization, and we have over 200 employer partners to engage with you. And I think what's also important is now that our program has gained 60 years of experience and we've moved forward this far, we now have over 8,800 alumni. So they're all over the world in 80 different countries. And it's very exciting because we always get a chance to connect back with them and connect them to new faces such as yourself here today. I think one of the most important things when looking at a new opportunity, a new academic opportunity, is not only understanding what's going to happen in the classroom, but let's talk a little bit more about your experience as a student. At DeGroote, your MBA is not just 3 letters behind your name. Rather, it's all of the experiences that you have a chance to go towards throughout the program itself. I think that really begins with our career services. At DeGroote, we have an MBA-specific career and professional development team. This team is on hand in our building to give you unlimited one-on-one coaching and counseling towards your future career. We have a fully developed career development curriculum. This begins a month before you even begin your academic studies and goes right through to the end of the program. We have an internal job board that regularly has about 300 jobs posted on it, and our network for opportunities is massive. Whether it's coffee chats or setting up a mock interview to prepare you for that dream job scenario, we have fantastic opportunities to connect you with the right people. We also have fantastic industry guest speakers and informational sessions and workshops. I'm going to post some links a little bit later in the conversation here, but we do have an upcoming guest lecture with one of our top professors, Dr. Milena Head, and they're going to give you an insight a little bit more about what it's like to be in the classroom at DeGroote. And these are just some of the things you have a chance to look forward to. Now, as I mentioned, your MBA is not just 3 letters at the end of your name. It's rather the initiative and success that you attain during the program itself. One of the ways that our students get a chance to really show off that success is through things such as case competition. Our students go out and interact and compete against international schools and come back with the top prize again and again. We're very excited to see these opportunities for our students because it gets them the chance to take what they're learning in the classroom and go and show it on a tangible lesson. In that space as well, we have students who are always innovating and looking for new solutions. And that's actually where the bottom piece there, the DeGroote Innovative Solutions Competition, or DISC, came about. We had students who wanted to compete in more case competitions, but there simply weren't enough out there. So instead of waiting for the next one, they created their own. And that's what DeGroote is all about. It's about finding an opportunity that you think is going to be great for yourself and pursuing it and going after it to make sure that it's what you want and what's going to most benefit you and your aspect of an outcome. So in that context, this is the perfect time to talk a little bit more about our MBA program and what we have to offer for students. So what we're going to speak about here today are 2 specific MBA programs. So we have our MBA and our MBA with co-op. Both provide the exact same curriculum. And the benefit in that is that everybody gets the chance to learn together. And we'll talk about who's going to be in that classroom in just 1 second. Now, when I talk about the MBA or our full-time MBA, this program is 20 months in length, and it is built for program drivers, individuals who have got an idea, a strong sense of where they're going with their career, and they need that driving force to get them over the hill to that next opportunity. Usually, we're looking for people with about 4 to 7 years of work experience for this program, and you'll have the opportunity within this program to specialize in one of our 6 areas. During the summer break of this program, you'll also have an opportunity to pursue a summer internship. This is optional, but many students like to do it to gain Canadian work experience and additionally earn some additional money. As for our MBA with co-op, This program is 28 months in length and alters back and forth between an academic term and a work term. It provides students with 3 separate work terms that work out to be 12 full months of experience. This program, as you may guess, is for new professionals, individuals who are still trying to figure out what industry they're looking to pursue into, but additionally, how to build their network within that space as well. For both of these programs, the work opportunities are paid. And that's a fantastic opportunity when coming to Canada to not only build your network and make new connections, but also to have further income during the program. I always like to touch a little bit on what is going on with our class profiles, because in this space, our profiles are always varying as for individuals who are coming into the program. For our full-time MBA, last year you'll see that we had a massive amount of engineers in the program. This just shows the fantastic opportunity for people with different academic backgrounds to excel in this space. You'll see here as well, on average, the class has about 5 years of work experience. We had over 6 countries represented, and we had about 46 students in the cohort. There are a couple of questions here about age in the program, and I think that that's an important thing to address for sure. As for age in the program, we do see a varying age, but we regularly work off of when you graduated from your undergraduate degree. So in that space, we'll look at the years of postgraduate work experience you have since completing your degree. And this is actually a good time, and I'll put it in the chat here. We're happy to do a full review of your LinkedIn and your resume to learn a little bit more about what program may be your best opportunity here at the group. So you can take a look at that right at the link I presented there. As for the MBA with co-op, and this is important, the MBA with co-op, as you can see, folks have a little bit lower work experience, on average 2 years. But again, we see a great diversity in the academic profiles being brought into this class. You'll see as well the class is a little bit larger as it is a bit more of a large program and large cohort. Here's where I like to talk about the interesting stuff though, and stuff that really supports our students in being able to pursue this degree. Here we have our return on investment in the program. We're not talking about post-graduation, but rather we're talking about the opportunity to earn funding while in the program. As I noted, the full-time MBA offers a paid summer internship that is optional. In that space as well, it does provide a faster return to market, and for folks coming on a visa, a faster access to that postgraduate work visa as well. Here I have a fantastic representation. Nicholas, individual from Colombia, came in with an engineering background and has most recently just graduated to become a consultant at KPMG. You'll note there as well that approximately 91% of the students who were pursuing a summer internship were able to secure one. As for our MBA with co-op, you'll see that it's a little bit different in how our students are working. The 3 different work terms allow for students to gain a different amount of funding, on average about $45,000. In that space as well, students have the opportunity to work at 3 different industries or 3 different companies, growing their market and growing their network as far as possible to really make some fantastic integration in there. You'll see there, Quasi at the bottom was a fantastic individual who came from a Bachelor of Arts background and actually moved into more of a global strategy role post-graduation, showing the versatility of this program and of the opportunities in front of them. And as we progress here, return on investment, of course, means what's going to happen during the program, but importantly, we want to know what's going to happen after the program as well. Within 3 months of graduation, 95% of our full-time students are within roles. And within that, we also see a large variation of the industry that those students get a chance to interact with as well. Currently, financial services is hiring quite effectively, but it's really important to recognize that a few years ago, strategic marketing roles were closer to that 30% mark. And a few years before that, it was consulting roles. This is important to identify because things are always changing at the group. And for us, it's not what the market says. Rather, it's what our students say. If you have an interest in working in a specific field, we will work with you to identify new opportunities and find the space that's going to best support you. We never say to our students that we can't help them or we're not going to be able to find something there. Rather, we want to work with you individually to figure out how we can take those next steps. Some of our top employers are on the right-hand side there. Some of them may be those national or international brands that you can recognize, and others are more local to Hamilton and to Toronto specifically. At the bottom as well, you'll see salary ranges. This is a really important slide to keep in mind as things do develop and change, but also remember that this takes into account students graduating with 0 years of work experience all the way up to 8 and 9 years of work experience. So the span of it is quite wide as well. Now we'll jump into a bit of information about admissions, and I know that we did talk a little bit about the different things that may be required for admission as you progress into something such as this graduate studies here in Canada. But I want to go through specifically what DeGroote is looking for. Now for us, most importantly to begin, we are looking for a holistic admissions approach. We want to understand everything about the applicant to make sure that we see who you are in a holistic space. So when we have this long list of requirements that may pop up for you, know that we are going to look at every single one of them. So to begin, our resume is provided on a template and it's on our website. I'm happy to provide the link for that in just one moment. In that space, the resume is important because it's your opportunity to tell us everything about your professional and volunteer experiences. You'll have a written component of your application. In the written component, we really want to learn more about your quantitative skills and your aspiration within this program. Why are you pursuing an MBA and why have you chosen DeGroote and McMaster as a whole as a place you want to continue studying? We'll also ask for 2 references. In this space, it can be an academic or a professional reference or 2 of the same. When it comes to a professional reference, we are...
hear you, Ryan.
Oh.
I think... Ryan?
Yeah, are you able to hear me? No?
I can still hear you.
Yeah, so can I.
How about now? 1, 2.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel confident? I hear him. Okay, we'll keep going. If you can't hear me, please let me know. In that space, references themselves, we are looking for 2 references. And when it comes to a professional reference, we do hope that it's a current or former supervisor or manager. We're hoping that it's an individual who can comment on your skills and actual tangible outcomes that you've had. So that's a really important distinctive piece as well. As for the competitive GPA, a lot of students get hung up on this number. We only look at the final 2 years of study. That's really important to keep in mind. In that space as well, we're going to be looking for a B average, 3 out of 4. That's the space that we're going to be looking for within there. As for the GMAT or the GRE, a big question for everyone. We do accept GMAT and GRE scores. However, we do also offer a waiver. And I would strongly suggest, if you're interested in the DeGroote School of Business, to fill out this form that I've posted in the chat once again. This will give you a personalized program recommendation to give a bit more insight as to what program may be your best opportunity. But you'll also have the opportunity in that form to be able to be evaluated for the GMAT waiver as well. If awarded the GMAT waiver, you can continue on with your application. However, if you're not awarded the GMAT waiver, it doesn't mean that you're not eligible for the program. Rather, it just means we'll need a GMAT or a GRE for your application to be submitted. This is always the point where a lot of students say, well, what's my next step? And that's a great point. We are already open for applications and we are well into our second round of admissions. It's really, really ongoing and quick. So in that space, our next deadline is November 28th. And our final deadline for international applicants will be February 28th, 2024. Both of those dates are to begin our program in September. So in that space, I've covered a lot of things. I've talked a lot. I'm going to say questions, but I know we're also going to hold them for the end. I did see one more in the chat here I did just want to touch on. Do we offer supply chain management masters? Specifically, supply chain management as a specialization, no, but we do offer electives within that space. And if you're looking for work opportunities, we'd be able to support in that avenue as well. I will pause there for a moment and say thank you so much for having me once again, but I will hand it back.
Thank you, Professor Ryan. And now our next presentation is for our Universite Laval, and I will give the word to Frédéric Verret.
Thank you, Lena. I will give a quick presentation of the university and Quebec City, and then I will give the floor to Louis Thomas, who will be talking about the MBA programs and our research-based programs as well. So let me just share my screen. Does everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome to our presentation about Université Laval. So my name is Frédéric Verret, and I'm a student information specialist at the university. So it's my pleasure to share information with you about our university. So first of all, we are located in beautiful Quebec City, which is the province of Quebec, and we are located on the east coast of Canada. So if we're a little closer, so we are located to major cities such as Montreal, Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, Boston, and Toronto. So the province of Quebec is officially a French-speaking province, and this is very visible in its capital, Quebec City. In fact, our city is a terrific place to learn French, as there are many opportunities to practice. That being said, many people in Quebec also speak English, which can be very helpful. Quebec City can be found among the top-ranked cities in North America and in the world in many publications. For instance, we are constantly ranked as the top destination to visit in Canada. We are also listed among the best cities in the world for families, for safety, and for students. Our society highly values education, and our educational institution at all levels are superb. Quebec City was founded over 400 years ago by the French explorer Samuel de Champlain. This city is known for its charming mix of European-inspired architecture and the modernity of life in North America. The images here reflect the charm and history of Quebec City, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Quebec City is also very popular for its music and cultural festivals that are offered throughout the year, rain or shine, winter or summer. Plus, the city is home to many parks and green spaces, and is close to some beautiful provincial parks and waterfalls. In short, there is a lot to do for fun here. And besides all the cultural activities, Quebec City also offers a very favorable economic environment. The unemployment rate in Quebec is among the lowest in Canada, and many jobs are available, and especially for students who are allowed to work part-time during their studies. Plus, the affordable cost of living makes Quebec City very attractive, especially for students. Finally, although Quebec is not a large metropolis, the city is open to the world. It is home to people from many different countries and cultures, and with its international airport, Quebec City attracts tourists from around the world. In short, we believe that Quebec City is an ideal location for students who want to pursue their higher education in Canada. Now that we have talked a little bit about Quebec City, we would like to give you an overview of Université Laval. So the university was established over 350 years ago and was the first French language university in North America. Here you have an aerial view of our campus. You can see that the university is located at the heart of Quebec City. The campus is nearly 2 square kilometers in size and is conveniently located next to grocery stores, restaurants, many services, and several large shopping centers. Plus, the campus is a major hub for the city's public transportation network. In short, all of these features make our location very convenient for students. 60% of the campus is comprised of green space, walking paths, woods, and bike paths. It is a very pretty environment throughout the year, and you will often see students, faculty members jogging, riding bikes during the day, or in order to enjoy some fresh air. We are very proud of the state-of-the-art facilities offered at the university. For example, our library is renovated and offers huge volumes of texts, printed and digital. The university also made major investments in its classroom spaces over the years in order to integrate technology into the students' learning experience. The university is home to around 1,550 teaching and research laboratories that house state-of-the-art equipment. As one of the major research universities in Canada, it is critically important to us that we offer ideal environments for the pursuit of research projects. In fact, Universite Laval makes major investments each year in research and innovation, ensuring that we are always among the best financed research universities in Canada. Of all these important features, in fact, Universite Laval is ranked among the top 20 French language universities. Whoops. Sorry about that. In the world, and is ranked among the best universities for student satisfaction in Canada. So that's something that's very important to us. A commitment to sustainable development is part of the core mission of the university. We are ranked number 6 in the world and 2nd in Canada for our efforts to fight climate change. The university offers over 550 different programs, which include close to 280 graduate programs. We are over 47,000 students, which 73% are undergraduates, and of these students, we have close to 17% that are international students or permanent residents. Since we have 350-year history, well, we have a lot of different alumni. So we have more than 335,000 alumni worldwide, which include around a dozen former prime ministers of Canada and premiers of Quebec. We have nearly 4,000 faculty and other teaching research staff at the university. I'll just take a few minutes to talk about the research at the university. So we are ranked among the top 10 research universities in Canada with over 300 different centers, chairs, and institutes. And we are recognized in many major interdisciplinary projects like Alliance Santé Québec, Institut Nordique du Québec, and others. And we also have many different student services available for the students throughout the year. So we are a full service university. There are many services available to help you to succeed. I won't mention them all, but you can see them on the screen. We have 4 residence halls and one which is reserved exclusively for women. So we have 2,300 different students who live on campus during the year. And finally, it's important to mention that our School of Language, since we are the first French university, of course, we offer many different types of French courses if you want to learn the language during your stay here in Canada. So that is all for me. I will let Louis Thomas talk about the Faculty of Business.
Thanks a lot, Frederick. I will share my screen again. There you go. So yes, thanks a lot for this introduction. My name is Louis Thomas Drapeau. I'm as Frédéric, a recruitment officer, but especially for the FSA Laval, donc the Universite Laval Business Administration faculty. I'm myself an alumni from the MBA International Management program, so it's a pleasure to be with you this night. I'm also a regulated immigration advisor for international students, which means today I'm going to show you, give you a little overview of what we can offer you, but also what I want to put the emphasis on is that we specialize in accompanying you in the process. So even if after today you have questions, we really focus on one-on-one meeting with you, so we can make sure if which program is the right one for you. FSA, you have here the stuff I want to talk with you tonight. So we're going to talk about us, FSA Laval, within the University Laval campus. I want to talk about our graduate program opportunities, especially one of them. As the session tonight is in English, I'm going to talk about our English program, the MBA Global Business one, as well as an overview of other graduate program that we offer. I'm going to show you an overview of the admission requirement and the application deadline, what you have to undertake if you want to join us maybe in the future, and finally the tuition fees, budget, and scholarship opportunities that you might be interested in. So just before FSA Laval, FSA Laval, who are we? We rank amongst the top 1% of the best business schools around the globe. So we are with fellow colleagues from McMaster tonight, because we mostly have those two accreditation that you see on the screen, AACSB and EQUIS, that allows us to shine, because we are only around 100 business schools around the world to have these two accreditation that you see on the screen. So as Ryan said earlier, you want to undertake maybe an MBA program, you don't only want the paper, you want to make sure this paper, this diploma has a value. So this is our promise to you. So you're going to be evaluated during your program, but it's the same for us. We regularly, these two organizations come to see what our student can benefit while studying with us. And yeah, so we're doing good, and we renew these accreditations since 95 and 2008. Also, what can I say? We're going to celebrate our century next year. So again, as University Laval has a lot of history, it's the same for the business faculty, business administration faculty. We also are a Canadian leader in technopedagogy. So we have a lot of remote learning since over 30 years. We're not gonna focus on this tonight, but it's fun to know. We have currently around 10,000 students, including undergrad and graduate program, but yeah, we don't have, I want to make sure you're not gonna be sharing your classroom with 1,000 students. So we have 40-50 places classroom that you might sit in during your MBA. So this 10,000 student is really biased because of our remote learning that is more and more popular. And finally, we have around 10,000 students from abroad, either doing an exchange semester here or undertaking a complete program, as you might do in the future. Our approach is structured flexibility, I'd say, is it's a term I like to use when I speak with prospect student, because it's really what defines us. As you're going to see, the admission is quite flexible. We want to offer you possibilities, as I said, with distance education, but French and English learning, that on which I'm going to talk a bit later. Work possibilities, we have strong ties with Quebec City Business Corporation, and as we have the development service that can help you find job or internship possibilities during your studies, well, we we are quite a serious and recognized faculty, we maintain the strong relationship with renowned Quebec and Canadian businesses. We have also around 100 partners in over 40 countries. So maybe you're going to come and do an MBA here, but it's a possibility to even do a double degree in another country. So instead of doing a 2-year program with us, you could do 1 year with us, 1 year with us, and go complete another 1-year master program with one of our partners. So all what I'm saying is that the ecosystem is quite dynamic, and you're gonna pick what suits you best during your studies with us. What are those graduate program opportunities? I always distinguish 2 types of master programs. So MBAs that are more renowned for those 3 letters, sorry. But we have also Master of Science in Administration, MSCs. MBAs, I'd say, I'd like to show both of these programs can lead you to a manager type of career, of course. But what I want to say here is that we also have Master of Science program that are more specialist or analyst program. So they're gonna focus for the 45 credits that you want to take on a special major that I'm gonna show you next. Anyway, the MBA, so Master of Business Administration, is a bit more manager oriented. In the two type of program, there are 2 years or at least 20 months. So if you start in September, normally you're gonna be done by the month of May of the second year. So they can be around 20 months, and you have 20 possible major on the MBA level. You have 8 possible majors at the MSc level, and we also have 7 major if you undertake a research pathway, on which I'm not going to focus too much tonight, but just to let you know, I'm going to show you what are these options, what are these majors. Of course, as the French language is part of our DNA, sorry, I'd say that your language proficiency, either in English or in French, in which of these languages you're the most comfortable, it will guide you in the type of options that you have with us. That being said, like explained earlier, I want to focus on the MBA Global Business Program. It's the only 100 English taught program on Laval campus. So it's a practice-oriented MBA program. It covers all the corporate functions such as accounting, finance, marketing, organizational behavior, also developing management skills, stuff as operation management and information system, as well as other elective courses that you can pick from a long list of whatever you like that is offered in English. The interesting fact is that if you're more comfortable with English and you want to undertake this program, we're still gonna want you to improve your French while studying with us. If you're starting from 0 in French, then we might add some, let's say, 3 French language courses in addition to the MBA program, which is interesting for you to, let's say, add a plus value on your diploma and stand out from other potential candidates across Canada. We have candidates from various backgrounds. So again, MBA program can have either business administration and economic student, but also we have a lot of engineer, social science student as well, even language and humanities. So yeah, it's also our most international program because of its DNA, the fact that people from the non-French speaking part of the world can study with us. Well, the cohort, the groups forming these MBA are quite international. I'm gonna go quicker on this, but my second point for you is that if you're even maybe more comfortable in French than in English, then you can aim all our others, sorry about that, other MBA major that are offered in French. So I'm not gonna go through all of them. You have them on the screen, but there's a lot of possibilities going through entrepreneurship, supply chain management, pharmaceutical, marketing, such as social responsibility or international management. Everything depends on what's your language level and what is also your background studies from the bachelor. You have also the MSC's major, either professional or research-oriented thesis that are all programs that will take a look at your French language proficiency. But still, you have some very interesting specialized programs that are not offered everyone else, such as humanitarian action management program, or even strong finance and financial engineering program. Same thing on the with thesis side of the slide, that you have a lot of MSCs with thesis options. But again, if your French level is quite advanced. The admission requirement, some of these have been covered by Caldo, but generally we ask for a bachelor degree, so licenciatura or the equivalent. You have here an overview of potential GPA that we might ask. So it's around, again, 3 out of 4. You have an example from Colombia or Mexico. Some countries are listed on our website, so it's interesting for you to have a better overview. We only take a look at your grades and a CV and motivation letter. We don't ask for any professional number of years, a specific number of years as a professional. It's very oriented about your grades, but also your pathway and your motivation letter. As I said earlier, we really want to be flexible and have a look at your pathway. Then again, the English language skills will be asked if you want to undertake the MBA Global Business Program. We talk about, for example, a 6.5 out of 9 from the IELTS test, or even 750 on the TOEIC test. Then if you want to undertake another of the program I've shown you, then the French language test, the TCF TP, will be necessary with a written expression section that is undertaking this type of test. It's important to know that the score should be you need to have the score before being admitted. You cannot have a preparatory coursework in French in this type of application. The only exception would be in our research program. If your French test is a little above, a little under the required score, it still might be a possibility to be admitted, but for the MBAs and classic MSc program, the French language score must be obtained. Then the deadline to submit your application, if you want to start with us, for example, next fall, you have to do your application again with your grades from your licenciatura or bachelor degree before February 1st with your CV and motivation letter. We also, most of our program can also accept student in the winter session or even summer session. Then the dates, as you see on the screen, will share, but the next, even if summer is offered to you, as a let's say we're not used to recommend strongly to start such a program for international student in summer, because you would have to start it full time because of immigration regulation. So if you want to start in fall, in September, February 1st would be your next opportunity. Here you have an overview of tuition and budget. It's a lot of number. I don't want to go through all of that. The only thing to remember here is that the tuition can change whether you aim a master without research, so professional master, or a master with research or with thesis. So you have the overview for international student, as well as in the bottom, more of a budget. So of course, you don't have to pay $35,000 before coming to Canada. Student fees are only charged each semester and are charged depending on the number of credits you're enrolled into. The second interesting thing I want to point out here is that the doctorate can lead you to exemption scholarship that are offered to international students. So most of you might might benefit from this exemption scholarship. So then in this case, this specific case, the doctorate level, you would pay it as a Quebec City student, which has a lot of impact on your bottom line, as you can see. But these tuition being shown, then you still have some scholarships opportunities, some of them with Caldo and yeah, but you have also some possibilities with Universite Laval. The main, I'd say, admission scholarship is an excellent scholarship. We have each year around between 30 to 50 citizen of the world excellent scholarship offered at the professional master's program. So it's around $20,000 scholarships, but they're excellent scholarships. So you have to apply for this scholarship. After often it will be done after your official application. Let's say you apply before February 1st, then you can apply to the scholarship, Citizen of the World Scholarship, before February 15. Anyway, you also have a lot of research program scholarships. Some of them are automatic and some of them are facultative. For example, teaching a course load during your PhD. Then you have an overview of PhD and MSCs with thesis, so research programs, scholarship opportunities. So it's only an overview. Again, I really want to stay available for you. I know we're a little bit short on time already, but it was a pleasure being with you. And then I'm gonna leave the floor to my Caldo colleague so we can answer your question before the end. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Litoma. It was very interesting to have all this information. Now I'm going just jump quickly to the Q&A box. There is a question for Ryan from Rafael. The group offers supply chain management masters with APITS certification.
Yes, we touched a bit on this. So we don't have a supply chain specific degree. However, we do have electives that will cover supply chain interest. And with the MBA specifically, if you're interested in work opportunities such as the summer internship or the co-op, we can undoubtedly work within the industry.
Okay, and maybe you can share the links, because I see that you provided a link for tuition fees. Maybe you can share that link. So, and if there is any financial support, like the information of Laval, so both the students, so all the students have the same information for both programs, if possible, please.
So all of our specialization information is there, and then I did have the finance link in that.
Okay, great. Great,
in the chat as well, just so we have.
Thank you very much. And we have from Julieta Jimenez a question about the scores. I think you might have mentioned that. What is the minimum TOEFL score for MBA programs? Just if you.
Yeah, just sorry about that. Yeah, So the TOEFL, it depends if she's talking about us, but for the MBA Global Business Program, yeah, we have a list of the accepted tests, and for the TOEFL, for example, it might depend if it's a paper-based test or an internet-based test. So for the IBT, the internet-based test, we ask for a 79 out of 120, or on the paper-based one, it would be a 549. So it really depends. All those scores are listed on the MBA Global Business requirement sheet.
Okay, great. And another question from Julieta as well. I've seen Laval does have a master in marketing. Does McMaster University have one too? Master in marketing? Well, no.
Great question. So we actually have a strategic marketing specialization within the MBA program. So similarly, you get a foundation in business, but in your second year, you can go fully into your marketing specialization. And then you have the chance to also express those skills through case competition, but also through work experience and building out that opportunity and network here in Canada as well.
Okay, great. And Brenda is also asking our panelists to access these scholarships. What bachelor's degree point average would you need from Mexico?
I can talk about our Citizen of the World scholarship, because I've been implied a little bit in the bursaries in the last years. So it depends. It depends on every year participants, because we try to rank all the candidates we have for this scholarship, and then it can change from a year to another. But just like to give an estimation, we ask for a 3 out of 4 for the admission in our MBA program. But let's say that from 3.5 out of 4, the chances are quite good or interesting to receive one of these scholarships. So it depends. If it's Mexico, then depends on the score again. But if it's out of 5, maybe a 4.2, 4.5. So these are excellent scholarship, and it depends on the candidate each year.
Okay, great. And I have a question for both our panelists today. As a prospective MBA student, let's say, why should I choose Canada to do an MBA compared to the United States or Australia, maybe? What would you say?
There are plenty of reasons. I think one of the immediate ones that I look to, and I'm sure my friends at Laval will even echo this a little bit further. The Canadian dollar is a fantastic thing to keep an eye on. Although at times you may look at prices of programs and they may look to be similar, recognize that all of our prices are in Canadian dollars, which is regularly 30 cents less or 30% less than the American dollar. I'll also note as well, it's what I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation. We have a fantastic postgraduate work visa program that gives students 2 to 3 years of full-time work opportunity. And when we look at the starting salaries from both of our programs, up and close to that $100,000 mark, 2 to 3 years of work experience at that level is fantastic. And then in that space, just moving forward from that as well is the path to citizenship. If you do come to Canada and you can put up with the snow for a little bit, you'll decide that maybe it's where you would like to spend the rest of your life. And we can always talk about that. I'm sure we can talk a little bit more with his past regulation.
Great, thank you very much, Ryan.
I agree with all of this. I would have liked to say a word about the postgraduate work permit. So yeah, for me as well, I think it's a very interesting avenue, even if we're really careful with that, because it's not a guaranteed avenue to go to the residency, but at least to have a 2 or 3 years work possibilities is very interesting. Also, from an institutional point of view, it's hard to compare, because we're 2 different business schools. We're also in 2 different language speaking cities. But even if, for example, on the cost of living, of course, that's that's a must compared to our southern neighbors. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for your insights. And just since we are running out of time, what would be your final recommendations for our audience to apply, or the best tips to apply or suggestions?
Yeah, well, maybe two things. Like I've said it quite a time during my presentation. From our side, the language, of course, is not restraining, but is giving you a little indicator on which program you can or you cannot do with us. So if French is not an option, then you know what to go with. But then if you're quite advanced or intermediate in French, then you can open some more doors with us. I'd focus on the one-on-one advising that I can offer, and yeah, so from our side, I'd say that the student can call us whenever they want, and we can take a look at their potential application and give some advice about it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Vitama.
Yeah, I would echo a similar remark. Talk to the school you're going to apply to. I cannot express that enough. Sometimes we get applications from candidates that we've never talked to before, and the amount of help we could have given you before that. So connecting with us is incredibly important. The form that I put into the chat there is a great first step to understand what program is going to be your best opportunity with McMaster. I'll also put my personal email in there as well. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to set up a call just like this. If we have an opportunity to meet in person, I would love to do that as well. But when you're pursuing and when you're looking for this degree and you start that application, I think it's incredibly important to just be yourself in this process. I don't think that we say that enough to graduate students. You know, we're looking for you when it comes to MBA studies. We are looking for individuals with good perspective on the world who are going to make a fantastic cohort for us, because in the end, this is your MBA and your MBA affects everyone else's while you're studying. So if you're going to bring a positive attitude and positive collaboration to our community, we're going to be excited to have you. So yeah, look forward to connecting with all of you, and all the best.
Okay, thank you very much for our panelists. Now we invite the audience to get in touch with Louis-Thomas Trapeau from Universite Laval, with Ryan Schutt from McMaster University, and with us if you need further advice. We thank you, our panelists today. Thank you very much to Universite Laval and McMaster University, and most important, thank you, our audience, to have spent this hour with us, and we expect to see you in our next webinar. Thank you very much and have a great evening.
Mucho gusto. Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you so
folks.
much. Thank you. Thank you.